You sit down, you open the laptop, the screen lights up, the fingers find the keys, and somewhere between the second and third sentence of whatever you're working on, a weight lands on the keyboard. She is there, right in the middle. One paw on the trackpad, one paw on the spacebar, body covering the entire bottom row. She looks up, not urgently, not anxiously, just looks, and every owner on the planet says the same thing. She is being annoying, she is not. What is happening on that keyboard is one of the most layered things a cat does all day. 5 things are running simultaneously, and the person sitting in front of the screen has no idea they just received a message they are about to delete by pushing her onto the floor. Layer 1. Thermal. This is the simplest explanation and the first one most people reach for. A laptop in use generates heat. The keyboard surface sits between 35 and 45 degrees Celsius depending on the model and the workload. That range is close to a cat's baseline body temperature of 38.5 degrees. For a cat, a warm laptop is a heating pad that appeared in the room 20 minutes ago and shows no sign of leaving. Milo sits on the laptop within 90 seconds of it being opened. He does not sit on it when it is closed. He does not sit on the desk next to it. He sits on the warm part. If the laptop is replaced with a tablet that generates less heat, he ignores it. This layer is real. But if thermal comfort were the only reason, the cat would sit on any warm surface in the room, she does not. She sits on the one surface the person is actively touching. Which brings us to layer 2. Layer 2. Scent overwrite. The person has been touching this object for hours. Typing, scrolling, resting the wrists on the surface. The laptop now carries the person's scent, and critically, it does not carry the cat's. In a cat's territorial framework, any object in the shared environment that smells strongly of one party and not the other is an imbalance. The cat corrects it the same way she corrects a person who comes home smelling like the outside world. She puts her body on it. Cheek glands, chin glands, flank, belly, all depositing pheromones onto a surface that, from her perspective, has been monopolized. Dusk does this with books. The moment someone puts a book down on the couch after reading for an hour, he lies on it. Not next to it, on it. Same behavior, different surface. The cat is not targeting the laptop because it is a laptop. She is targeting the object that currently holds the strongest concentration of the person's scent without any of hers. Layer 3. The redirect. This is where it stops being about the object and starts being about the person. A cat that sits on a laptop is not blocking the screen accidentally. She is positioning herself between the person's eyes and the thing that has been receiving those eyes for the last hour. She wants visual contact, not petting, not food, not play, eye contact. The same study from the University of Lincoln that explored social referencing in cats found that cats do look at their owner's face to gather emotional information. A cat that inserts herself between the person and the screen is running a redirect. She is saying in the only language available to her, "You've been looking at that surface for a long time, now look at me." The response that satisfies this need is remarkably small. Brief eye contact, a slow blink, maybe 5 seconds of attention. That is it. The cat is not asking for a 30-minute play session. She is asking for a check-in. Am I still in your awareness? The redirect is a polling cycle, and the laptop just happens to be the obstacle she has to clear to trigger it. Layer 4. Territorial claim. In a multi-cat household, this becomes visible in a way that single cat owners never see. The laptop is an object that receives the most sustained human attention in the room. In territorial terms, that makes it a high-value resource. Not because of what it does, but because of the attention it receives. Cats claim high-value resources by occupying them. Cleo and Dusk compete for the laptop not when it is closed on the table, but only when someone is actively using it. The moment the person stops typing and walks away, neither cat touches it. The object has no value on its own. Its value is derived entirely from the attention the person gives it. When the cat sits on the laptop, she is not claiming the machine. She is claiming the attention. She is inserting herself into the position of highest resource value in the room and saying, "This spot is mine now." And in her territorial map, it is. Layer 5, attachment. This is the layer that most people miss entirely because it looks the same as the other 4, but the timing gives it away. A cat that sits on the laptop within the first minute is probably thermal. A cat that sits on it after the person has been working for an hour or more is running a different calculation. She waited. She observed the person's posture change from active to absorbed. She noticed that the breathing slowed, the voice stopped, the body became still. In attachment terms, the person became emotionally unavailable. Not absent, not gone, but present and unreachable. The cat responded by doing the only thing that works: physical insertion into the space between the person and the thing absorbing them. This is not interruption. This is a bid for reconnection from an animal whose nervous system registers emotional availability the same way it registers body temperature, continuously, automatically, and without conscious effort. Soot, the most cautious of my 5 cats, never sits on the laptop during the first hour. She appears around the 90-minute mark every time. She does not want heat. She does not care about the keyboard. She wants confirmation that the person who has been silent and still for 90 minutes is still there in the way that matters. Pearl used to do the same thing with books, not laptops. She was older than the laptop era in our house. She would wait until the reader's posture settled fully, then walk across the open pages and lie down. Not on the person, on the object between them. Every cat finds the barrier and removes it. The method varies. The message does not. Here is what happens when the person pushes the cat off the keyboard. The cat comes back, usually within 5 minutes, often sooner. Most people interpret this as stubbornness. It is not. The push accomplished nothing from the cat's perspective. The thermal need is still there. The scent imbalance is still there. The redirect was not answered. The territory was not acknowledged, and the attachment bid was rejected. The cat returns because none of the 5 layers were addressed. The push was a response to the symptom. The cause is still running. The fix takes 10 seconds. When the cat lands on the keyboard, pause, make eye contact, slow blink, let her rub against the hand for a moment. Then gently move her to the warm spot next to the laptop, not onto the floor. Place a small blanket or a folded towel on the desk beside the keyboard. She gets warmth, proximity, and the visual line to the person's face. The 5 layers are addressed simultaneously. Within a few days, most cats learn to go directly to the towel instead of the keyboard. Not because they were trained, because the need was met. Your cat is not interrupting your work. She is telling you something in the only language she has. The laptop is not the point. The attention is. And the animal sitting on the spacebar right now is asking one question with her entire body. Are you still here? The answer takes 5 seconds, and it is the most important thing you will type all day. In the next video, we look at another version of this question, a cat climbing onto a person's lap. 3 layers, and as usual, only one of them is about what most people think.